Then, think back to the pairing of Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor in Silver Streak, a 1976 comedy thriller directed by Arthur Hiller. This film features Gene Wilder as George Caldwell, a writer, and Richard Pryor as Grover Muldoon, a train passenger who becomes involved in a series of unexpected adventures. Joel Claiborne, played by Joel Clayburgh, is a key character who joins George in uncovering the mystery. Patrick Magoon, Ned Beatty, Clifton James, and Richard Kiley also add depth to the story. Notably, Silver Streak marked the beginning of 3 collaborations between Wilder and Pryor, showcasing their natural comedic chemistry and dynamic performances. Their teamwork created memorable scenes that have since become classic moments in comedy history. This movie's blend of humor, suspense, and their unique timing set it apart from modern films, making it a movie scene that would probably not be allowed today due to its edgy humor and daring moments. Their performances help solidify their status as one of the great comedic duos. Many viewers will vividly recall scenes loaded with sharp wit, physical comedy, and unexpected twists, reinforcing the film's place as a beloved classic. Despite being a comedy thriller released in 1976, Silver Streak weaves a story filled with suspense and humor that keeps viewers engaged from start to finish. The main character is a book editor who boards a train traveling from Los Angeles to Chicago, expecting a quiet and relaxing trip. He is looking forward to some downtime and hopes to enjoy a peaceful journey. During the train ride, he unexpectedly falls into a romantic relationship, adding a touch of warmth and humor to the story. However, things take a dramatic turn when he witnesses a murder aboard the train. In a twist of events, he is mistaken for the real murderer, as an undercover FBI agent wrongly accuses him of the crime. Now, he finds himself hunted by the true killer, who wants to silence him permanently. Realizing the danger, he quickly seeks help and teams up with a car thief, a clever and resourceful character who becomes his unlikely ally. Together, they work to clear his name, protect his new girlfriend, and stay one step ahead of the killer. Throughout the story, the characters face many obstacles and exciting chases, blending comedy with suspense. The film combines moments of laughter with tense action scenes, making it an entertaining experience. The plot showcases how an ordinary trip can turn into an extraordinary adventure, filled with danger, friendship, and unexpected twists at every turn. Later, many years after its release, people learned that Silver Streak was based on an original screenplay by Colin Higgins. At that time, Higgins was best known for writing Riding Harold and Maude. Interestingly, Higgins said he wrote the script because he had a fantasy about riding a train and meeting a beautiful blonde. However, he stated that this encounter never actually happened. Instead of waiting for it to happen, he decided to write a story about it. His motivation came from his imagination and dreams, turning them into a screenplay that became the movie Silver Streak. The film itself is a comedy thriller that involves a man caught in a series of adventures on a train. It features humor, suspense, and a romantic subplot, all inspired by Higgins' original idea for a train journey filled with excitement and chance encounters. Higgins' script transformed his personal fantasy into a popular film, and his story ended up entertaining many viewers who enjoyed the mix of comedy and action on the train. His work shows how creative ideas can come from our dreams, and how they can become something much bigger than we imagine. The movie remains remembered for its humor and suspense as it takes the audience on a wild train ride. Since initially planning to film Silver Streak in the United States, the production team faced an unexpected obstacle when the National Rail Passenger Corporation Amtrak became concerned about possible negative publicity. Fearing that the movie scenes could portray their trains or services in a negative light, they refused to cooperate with the filmmakers. As a result, the producers had to find an alternative location to shoot the exterior scenes. They chose to work with the Canadian Pacific Railway, which was willing to help with filming. To make the scenes look like the rural western United States, the production team used the railway's equipment, but disguised it to resemble American trains. All exterior shots along the railway's right-of-ways were carefully planned and shot to evoke the look and feel of the American countryside, despite being filmed in Canada. This change of location allowed the filmmakers to complete the movie without interference from Amtrak, while maintaining the visual appearance they wanted for the rural western settings. The decision shows how often filmmaking must adapt to practical and political challenges, finding new ways to achieve the original vision despite obstacles. Using Canadian Pacific Railway's lines and equipment, the production managed to recreate the scenic rural areas that are central to the story, ensuring the film's settings looked authentic to American audiences while working around the restrictions set by Amtrak. This relocation also highlights the sometimes complex relationship between filmmaking, corporate interests, and geographic limitations. Despite the change, the exterior shots successfully contributed to the overall atmosphere of the film, helping to transport viewers into the rural American West that forms such a vital backdrop for the adventure and comedy presented in Silver Streak. Throughout the shooting process, the crew paid close attention to details that would make the locations believable and familiar, even though they were shot in a different country. The resulting scenes demonstrate the ingenuity of the filmmakers in overcoming logistical hurdles and the importance of location choices in filmmaking. While filming the movie Silver Streak in 1976, the interior shots were carefully crafted to create a realistic train environment. All the scenes inside the train were shot in a studio rather than on an actual train. The sets were built with great attention to detail and mounted on rubber tires, allowing them to be rocked back and forth smoothly. This movement was very important because it helped simulate the train's motion as it traveled down the tracks. To enhance the realism, the filmmakers used a clever technique to mimic the passing scenery like trees and telephone poles casting shadows on the train. A series of crew members moved obstructions in front of each row of lights that shone into the windows of the set. These obstructions would be shifted in a coordinated manner to simulate the flickering effect seen when a train passes through shadows cast by trees or telephone poles. This flickering created a dynamic and authentic look, making the indoor scenes feel more like an actual train ride. The entire process required careful timing and teamwork to ensure that each shot looked natural and convincing. This method allowed the filmmakers to produce a believable scene that captured the feeling of moving through the landscape without actually filming on a real train. It also helped keep the scenes consistent in lighting and shadow, which contributed to the overall mood of suspense and movement in the film. The strategy of using studio sets mounted on wheels with moving obstructions was a clever solution that contributed to the movie's visual realism and helped tell the story effectively. In the 1976 movie Silver Streak, the flight scene features a distinctive twin-cockpit vintage plane that captures the attention of viewers. The plane is a de Havilland Tiger Moth, a classic aircraft built in 1950. During the filming, these scenes were shot in the Mojave Desert in California, a popular location for movies involving planes. Publicity for the film stated that the plane was actually owned by Cliff Robertson, a well-known actor and producer. To prepare for the scene, the filmmakers took the plane and painted it with water-soluble silver paint, which helped camouflage its original colors of white with an orange stripe down the sides. The use of the silver paint gave the plane a sleek, metallic look, fitting with the film's tone and style. This vintage aircraft played a significant role in the action and adventure of the film, adding authenticity to the scenes where the characters were flying or involved with the plane. Unfortunately, after many years, the plane was substantially damaged in a forced landing near Fontana, California, in June of 2012. Despite this damage, the plane remains a notable part of the movie's history, symbolizing the classic aircraft used in Hollywood for thrilling flight scenes. Its presence contributed to the excitement and realism of Silver Streak, a film that combined comedy, mystery, and adventure, captivating audiences with its memorable characters and action sequences. In the 1976 movie Silver Streak, there are some interesting details that fans might notice if they pay close attention. One of these small but memorable tidbits is found in the names of the main characters. The protagonist's first name is George, and the leading lady has the last name Burns. This choice of names is not random, but serves as a clear reference to the famous comedian George Burns. George Burns was a legendary figure in comedy, known for his long career that spanned many decades. His humor and presence left a big mark on entertainment, and the filmmakers of Silver Streak seem to have included this nod as a tribute or humorous homage. The connection between the character names and the comedian adds a layer of fun for viewers who recognize the reference, especially those familiar with Burns' work. This clever detail shows how filmmakers often embed subtle references into their movies to reward attentive audiences. It also contributes to the film's lighthearted tone and sense of humor, fitting well with the comedic elements woven into the story. The choice of names highlights the playful nature of Silver Streak and the way it paid homage to comedy legends, even in small ways. Throughout the film, these kinds of references add depth and enjoyment for viewers who pick up on them. Such details help keep the movie memorable and lively, resonating with fans of comedy and film history alike. These little nods help connect the story to broader entertainment culture, making the viewing experience richer and more engaging. As viewers watch the film, noticing these clues can bring a sense of shared knowledge and appreciation for the craft of filmmaking and comedy. The inclusion of the names George and Burns is just one of many small details that contribute to Silver Streak's charm and afterlife as a fun, well-crafted comedy adventure. In the 1976 movie Silver Streak, there are several interesting details that add to the charm of the story. One notable moment occurs when Jerry Jarvis, played by Gene Wilder, is searching for his boss. During this scene, he stops a janitor and asks, "Jack, have you seen Benny?" This line is a clear and humorous reference to Jack Benny, the famous comedian and entertainer, and it shows the filmmaker's playful nod to classic comedy. The film also features a memorable scene involving the sheriff's station exterior, which was filmed in Brea, California. The small clapboard building used for this scene was actually serving as the city's Chamber of Commerce office at the time. In the movie, Wilder's character escapes from this very location. During filming, only 3 actors were present at this site: Gene Wilder himself, Clifton James, who played the sheriff, and Gordon Hirsch, the deputy. They were the only actors in the area as filming took place, giving the scene an authentic feel and a real sense of location. The sheriff's station exterior remains a noteworthy part of the film, blending real-world locations with the fictional story, and the reference to Jack Benny adds a subtle layer of humor that fans of classic comedy might appreciate. This combination of real settings and clever references helps make Silver Streak a memorable comedy mystery. After the characters escape, the patrol car scene was created entirely in a studio, allowing filmmakers to control every detail and ensure safety during the filming process. This scene was carefully designed to look realistic, using sets and practical effects to simulate the emergency car chase. Later in the film, a dramatic and thrilling train crash took place, which was filmed in an airplane hangar specifically built for this purpose. The set included a replica locomotive and a replica train station, both constructed with great detail to make the crash scene believable. To capture the action accurately, the filmmakers used 9 cameras positioned around the set to film the crash from multiple angles. Despite the intense and chaotic nature of the scene, it only lasted about 14 seconds on screen. The entire set, including the replicas and all the filming equipment, cost around $500,000. This high expense was mainly due to constructing large, realistic replicas and the specialized filming equipment needed. Interestingly, because the scene lasted just 14 seconds, the cost of creating each second of the crash was approximately $36,000. This shows how much effort, money, and planning went into making such a small but impressive part of the movie. The entire process reflects the huge investments made to create realistic and exciting action scenes in films, especially in a movie like Silver Streak. After watching the 1976 movie Silver Streak, Cary Grant met Gene Wilder and asked him if the script had been inspired in any way by the film North by Northwest, which Grant had starred in back in 1959. Wilder admitted that he believed the inspiration was indeed there. Cary Grant responded quickly, saying he knew it, and then shared an insight about filmmaking. He explained that when ordinary people like him and Wilder are put into situations much larger than themselves, it creates a thrilling story that keeps viewers on edge. Grant pointed out that using everyday characters facing extraordinary challenges makes for great movies and exciting thrillers. This conversation shows how Grant saw similarities between the two films, especially in how they made mundane people become involved in high-stakes adventures. It also reveals Grant's understanding of storytelling, where placing normal characters in dangerous or complicated situations creates suspense and interest. This idea has been a common theme in many successful movies, including Silver Streak, which mixes humor, action, and ordinary characters caught in extraordinary circumstances. The connection Grant made between Silver Streak and North by Northwest highlights how classic films influence later works, and how talented actors see the power of simple people facing big challenges and making compelling thrillers. After receiving the script and the mail about the 1976 movie Silver Streak, Robert Vaughn immediately felt drawn to the project. He loved the story and was eager to play the character of Roger Debenrow. Vaughn's enthusiasm was shared by many, and he was very interested in taking on the role. However, when he contacted the studio to discuss the part, he learned that Patrick Magoon had already accepted the role of Roger Debenrow. This news was disappointing, but Vaughn's curiosity about the film remained strong. He then reached out to the director to learn more about the project. During their conversation, he discovered that the studio had sent him the script by complete mistake, and that the role had already been given to another actor. Despite this setback, Vaughn's interest in the film grew, and he was eventually invited to watch some of the production in progress. This opportunity allowed him to see how the movie was coming together, and to meet some of the cast and crew. While visiting the set, Vaughn formed a close friendship with Gene Wilder, the star of Silver Streak. Their time together on set helped foster a strong bond, and Vaughn's experience with the film became memorable even without securing the role of Roger Debenreaux. Although there are no reports of Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor starring together in the 1976 movie Silver Streak, it is interesting to note their close working relationship and their potential collaboration in another film. Prior to Silver Streak, both actors had established themselves as talented performers, known for their comedy and unique styles. There was once a plan for Richard Pryor to star in the famous Western parody film Blazing Saddles. Originally, Pryor was cast for the role, and filming had already begun with him on set. However, the studio raised objections to Pryor's casting, citing concerns about his style and the image they wanted for the film. They preferred a more genteel actor, leading to the decision to replace Pryor with Cleavon Little. This change caused some disappointment since Pryor's presence might have brought a different, perhaps edgier, comedic tone to the film. Meanwhile, Gene Wilder was also considered for the film, but he was ultimately replaced by Mel Brooks himself to fill the role. The switch happened after filming had already started, and this caused some upheaval in the production. The story highlights how studios often made decisions based on their vision of the film, sometimes sacrificing performances from talented actors like Pryor and Wilder. Despite these changes, both Wilder and Pryor would later work together in movies like Stir Crazy, which was released after Silver Streak, and became another hit that showcased their chemistry and comedic talent. Their potential collaboration in Blazing Saddles remains a fascinating what-if in Hollywood history, illustrating how casting decisions can dramatically alter a film's composition and the careers of the actors involved. In the 1976 movie Silver Streak, the leading role was actually written specifically with George Segal in mind. The filmmakers believed that Segal's style and charisma would be perfect for the part, and they had him in mind from the beginning of the project. However, there was some tension behind the scenes because the producers were hesitant to cast Richard Pryor in the role of Grover. They had concerns about hiring Pryor because shortly before filming, he had walked off the set of Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings. This incident made the producers nervous about Pryor's professionalism and reliability on set. To avoid any potential problems, they even considered casting another black actor as a backup to Pryor in case he didn't behave, or if issues arose during filming. Despite these worries, Richard Pryor proved to be entirely professional throughout the shoot. He worked well with the cast and crew, demonstrating dedication and focus while on set. Pryor's performance helped to deepen the humor and authenticity of the film, even though the initial decision to be cautious about him was rooted in past incidents. The film ultimately became a notable comedy of its time, partly because of Pryor's involvement and the story behind the casting choices for the leading role. In the 1976 movie Silver Streak, one of the memorable aspects was the costume design, especially the purple satin jacket worn by Richard Pryor's character, Grover. The jacket was striking not only for its shiny satin material, but also for the meaningful patch located on the back. This patch displayed the insignia of the U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division, a highly respected airborne unit known for its bravery and quick deployment. Below the division's patch, there was a powerful line that read, "When I die, I'll go to heaven because I've spent my time in hell." This phrase resonated strongly with many viewers, particularly veterans of the Vietnam War, as it captured the harsh realities and difficult experiences faced by soldiers during the conflict. The line became very popular among Vietnam veterans because it expressed the shared feeling of having endured a tumultuous and challenging life, yet still holding on to a sense of pride and humor. The inclusion of this jacket and its meaningful patch added depth to Grover's character, giving him a glimpse into his past and his resilience. It also reflected the film's ability to connect with real-life experiences, making it more relatable for audiences who understood the significance of such symbols and words. The jacket became a symbol of strength and survival, emblematic of those who fought in war and faced hardships, yet maintained their dignity and humor throughout their struggles. The visual of the jacket, combined with the powerful quote, helped create a lasting impression of Grover's character and his background, reinforcing themes of courage, hardship, and camaraderie that are often associated with military service. In the movie Silver Streak from 1976, Gene Wilder plays a character who finds himself falsely accused of a crime, a theme that recurs in many of his films. Throughout his career, Wilder often portrayed characters caught in situations where they are wrongly accused, which added tension and humor to his roles. Silver Streak is one of 5 movies where Wilder's character experiences this dilemma, making it a notable example of his recurring theme of innocence challenged by circumstances. Besides Silver Streak, the other films where Wilder's characters are wrongly accused include The Frisco Kid, where he plays a shy rabbi traveling across the West, Stir Crazy, in which he is framed and sent to prison, Hanky Panky, where misunderstandings lead to false accusations, and See No Evil, Hear No Evil, where Wilder's character is deaf and is wrongly suspected of a crime along with a blind character played by Richard Pryor. These roles showcase Wilder's talent for combining humor and suspense while exploring themes of justice and mistaken identity. His portrayal of characters wrongly accused often highlighted his comic timing and ability to evoke empathy from the audience, making these films memorable for their humor and engaging plots. Each film used this common theme to create suspenseful moments while also providing comedic relief, adding to Wilder's reputation as a versatile actor who could handle both comedy and more serious roles with ease. The recurring theme of being falsely accused reflects an ongoing interest in stories where innocence is tested and justice must be sought despite overwhelming odds, making Wilder's performances in these films both entertaining and thought-provoking. After watching the 1976 movie Silver Streak, it is clear that Gene Wilder truly enjoyed his role in the film. He was able to perform scenes that reminded him of the action-packed roles of Errol Flynn, known for his daring and adventurous characters, and the charming romantic scenes often played by Cary Grant. Wilder found great pleasure in bringing a sense of excitement and charm to his part, making his character engaging and fun for audiences. On the other hand, Richard Kiel played a memorable henchman named Reese, a character known for having metal teeth that added an element of danger and intrigue to the story. Kiel's portrayal of Reese was impressive, and he later played another villain with metal teeth named Jaws in the James Bond movies The Spy Who Loved Me and Moonraker. His depiction of the menacing yet fascinating henchman made a lasting impression and fit perfectly within the action and suspense of the film. Both Wilder's enjoyment and Kiel's impactful performance contributed significantly to the film's success, making Silver Streak a unique blend of humor, action, and thrilling villainy. This collaboration highlighted the fun of making a film where actors could bring their characters to life with real enthusiasm and skill. After waiting for more than an hour into the film, Richard Pryor finally makes his appearance in the movie Silver Streak. When he does, he immediately brings a special kind of humor that makes the movie more memorable. Pryor's scenes are some of the funniest in the film, showing his natural talent for comedy. One of the most famous scenes involves Pryor playing a character named Grover, who uses shoe polish to make George's character look black. In the original version of this scene, a white man walks in and seems fooled, believing George is actually black. Pryor was uncomfortable with how the scene was filmed because he felt it was not funny and could be offensive. He suggested a different version where a black man would see through the disguise and not be fooled. Pryor asked the director to reshoot this scene, but the director refused. Frustrated, Pryor left the set and refused to come back until the scene was changed. Eventually, the director agreed and made the change Pryor wanted. This decision made the scene better and more respectful. Today, this scene might not be allowed because of rules about what is acceptable on screen, but Pryor's choice was the right one. His presence and ideas improved the film and proved how important it is for actors to speak up for what they believe is right. His willingness to stand up for what he thought was funny and fair added to his reputation as a talented comedian and actor. The scene still remains one of the most talked about moments in Silver Streak, showing how Richard Pryor's humor and sense of justice played a big role in making the film better. After the passing of Ned Beatty, many people look back at the 1976 film Silver Streak with a new appreciation for the talented cast that brought the story to life. Silver Streak is considered a great movie from the 1970s, filled with humor, action, and suspense. It tells the story of a man who boards a train and soon finds himself caught in a web of mystery and danger. The film was well received for its clever plot and lively performances, making it a favorite among fans of that era. Ned Beatty, known for his powerful acting and distinctive voice, played a significant role in the movie, contributing to the film's success. With his passing, the movie stands as a testament to his talent and the impact he made on audiences. Now, Valerie Curtin is the last remaining principal actor or actress from that film. She played her part with skill and grace, helping to bring the story to life through her performance. Silver Streak remains a beloved classic, partly because of the talented actors who made it special. The film's lively scenes and memorable characters continue to delight viewers, reminding us of the golden age of 1970s cinema. It holds a special place in film history as a prime example of the era's humor and filmmaking style, and its enduring appeal is partly due to the performances of its cast, especially Valerie Curtin. As nostalgia for that time grows, the movie remains a shining example of the fun and excitement that many associate with 1970s films. The legacy of Ned Beatty and the remaining cast members continues to be celebrated by fans and film enthusiasts alike, ensuring that Silver Streak remains a cherished part of classic American